challenge, wherever you are in the world. So I just want to check on you. It's been a little over a week, I guess, since our last little session. And I just wanted to do a quick little add value, not 2 hours, 3 hours, but I was just thinking about you and I've been reading a lot of the comments and a couple things show up for me. I mean, first of all, I want to remind you that you want to keep your momentum going. This is where your success and failure happens in life. You know, some people get going for a while and then they drop off. You got to make sure every day you're doing something to keep that energy, to keep, remember strategy, story, state? Keep the state up so you come up with the right story so you find the strategies to turn around whatever you want to turn around. And if there's a theme for 2020, it's making decisions. It's like not just thinking about stuff, it's make a decision and act on it. And people are afraid to make a decision sometimes, but I just want to remind you, not making a decision is also a decision. And you know, if you make the wrong decision, which everybody's afraid of, every great leader makes the wrong decision or they couldn't be a leader. Leaders have to make the tough decisions. Any idiot can do the easy ones. So whatever is in front of you that could be an obstacle, it's time to make the change. All right, use this momentum of what we've done together. I'm just calling to your heart and soul, don't lose the momentum. And what that means is if something's uncomfortable, get yourself to do it. You did a great job during those 7 days, but each day, if you just take a baby step of something else that's a little uncomfortable and needs to be dealt with in your body or your emotions, your relationships, you're going to turn around. But the real key is that state and story part. So I wanted to give you just another little gift. So I'll just give it to you so I don't have to explain it to you. I'm going to give you a link. Some of you may have heard I alluded to the fact that every day I do this thing called priming. It's a 10-minute process to put me in the right state and make sure I have the right psychology for the day. I start my morning with it and I do only 10 minutes because like if you don't have 10 minutes for yourself, you don't have a life. So we all have 10 minutes. If it was 20 or 30, you might say, I can't do it. So first thing I do is I jump in the cold water. Some of you know that. And I change my physiology. And then I do this priming process. And the process really just sets you up to make sure that you follow through in the best state. Because I don't wake up in the best state every day. Nobody does. It's ridiculous. Some days I've had 3 hours sleep and I got to get up and deliver. Or I wake up in another city. I don't know what city I'm in. My back hurts and so forth. So I don't hope I'm going to show up as my best. I condition myself to show up as my best. Does that make sense? You don't, hope you're going to be a great basketball player. When you're Michael Jordan, you still get up at 5 a.m. and do 1,000 shots, right? Make 1,000 baskets. That's what made him Michael Jordan. So for you, you don't have to do a lot. But so that this challenge continues its momentum, I'd like to encourage you for the next 10 days minimum to try something. Try 10 minutes a day for yourself to put yourself in the right state. And I'll guide you through it. There's no charge for this. I'm giving you a link and I'll guide you through this priming process. And it's just really gearing yourself up so that you can do 3 things. Changing your physiology, so you change your state. Remember, we change physiology, change focus, change language. We talked about the little triad briefly. Well, this will get you to change your physiology and then take yourself in 10 minutes through 3 things, about 3 minutes each roughly, where you're going to focus first on something you're really grateful for, something that, it could be anything, little or big in your life, could have been years ago, could have been in today. And the reason we go for gratitude, as simplistic as that sounds, is because when you're grateful, you destroy the 2 emotions that mess up your life, and that's fear and anger. See, when you're angry, you always make the wrong decision. When you're fearful, you make the wrong decision. You don't take action, you don't follow through. But you know what's cool about gratitude? If it's based on something real, right? You're stepping in, you're seeing a moment in your life, not hoping to be grateful in the future, not some goal you're going after. It's like really something right now you can be truly grateful for and feel it, see it, experience it for 3 minutes in your body, not thinking but over there, but like you're there. If you do 3 of those in 3 minutes, you will stack. Remember we talked about emotional stacking? You'll stack the positive emotions and it'll affect you for hours and hours throughout the day. It'll blow your mind. But you got to do it consistently, and then all of a sudden you'll start to train your brain to be wired for a peak state. Because when you're grateful, you're not angry. You can't be angry and grateful simultaneously. You can't be fearful and grateful simultaneously. When you're grateful, there's no fear. Those are the emotions that get in the way of your progress in your business and your body and your life and your relationships. And so we want to handle that. So I'm inviting you for the next 10 days. Here's my challenge for you. Keep the momentum going and prime for just 10 minutes a day, each day for 10 days. Now, at the end of those 10 days, if you're like me, you're going to say, oh my God, this is so good for me. I'm not going to hope I show up. If I want a life that's prime, where it's the best it can be, then I need to prime myself. I don't hope that I'm going to wake up feeling that way. And so that process by itself will keep your momentum going. So it's my gift to you, no charge for it. There's a link here. I think they wrote it down here. It's tonyr.co /priming. It's HTTPS. It's not www. So it's Tony R, Tony what? TONYR Tony R dot .co/priming. Oh shit, this is a mouthful. It's they're putting it up on the screen there for you, so you can just click on it and go there. But it'll really make a difference. And I want to remind you, energy is a habit, right? It's a habit. You get the habit of having low energy. Most of you know I start my day. I did it again this morning. I go out. If I'm lucky enough to be in one of my homes, I get to go out and jump in freezing cold water, 56 degrees, right? And what do I do that for? I do it because it's certainly good for your health. All the blood in every organ of your body moves, your lymph moves. But I really do it for the mental discipline of having a daily discipline where I teach my brain, when I say jump, we jump. I don't negotiate with myself. I don't go, oh, when I feel like it, I'll jump, or maybe tomorrow morning, give me 10 more minutes, or give me another minute. No, we go when I say go. And what I've done is train my mind that when I say do something, we do it, meaning all my internal resources. That's the we that I'm talking about, not some other group of people. So this little process just to start with, just this daily discipline of priming, I think you'll see tremendous momentum from. The other gift I want to give you, and I'll get out of here. I'm not going to spend a bunch of time here. I know I always say an hour, go 2 or 3. I said I'd do this in 5, so I'll probably do it in 10. But the other gift I want to give to you is so many of you have written, I've been reading your Facebook pieces about the challenges in your business and what do you do in business. And most of you know I have 54 companies. We do $6 billion in business across radically different industries, from artificial intelligence to LAFC soccer team, the Major League Soccer team we have, and the stadium we built. And I have a group of co-owners I'm a part of on that one, to my AI business, to our resort in Fiji, to this educational business that you're a part of here with Robbins Research. So I have a diverse grouping. I've probably learned more in the last 4.5 months about companies and how to turn them around and how to innovate and what to do. Like, a lot of people think, things start to move forward and then they pull back, right? The country is opening up, and then you're finally going to get back to business and deal with all the stress of being, some of you, out of business for several months and rehire people. Now some of you are in states where they're closing back down. And so what this does, it creates a crisis. And most people get crushed by a crisis. You either get crushed or you create. Crisis, if you're in business, is a demand to innovate. It's not a request. And in real life and business, everything in business is really innovation, which is a big word for finding a better way to meet people's needs, right? That's what you do. When you innovate, you find a better way to meet people's needs. So you got to innovate and you got to market. Those are the two bases of the business. Everything else is employed by that, according to Peter Drucker, one of the great business minds of the world in history. He's now passed away. But the point of the matter is I've learned so much about it. And some people think, well, the only people making money is if you're Amazon or you're selling toilet paper or masks or hand sanitizer, and it's not true. The most successful businesses have adapted. I've had to do that in my business, but it's grown geometrically. I got a chance because of this. I thought of how to support and got to serve 400,000 of you. We have, if you know the UPW, the virtual UPW, it's sold out. There were 9,600 people max we could put in. I got with Eric from Zoom, we expanded it, but we hit their max. We have 22,500 people from all the world that are going to be joining us. I know many of you are the ones that are going to be there. So it's pretty amazing. And so we've maxed out the technology. We're doing another one in November, by the way. If you didn't get to go to the UPW, couldn't get in, or the dates were wrong, we're doing one in November. Someone tell me what the date is so I can pop it up there for you. But there's one coming in November, and you can register for that one, and we'll still honor what you're doing here. But I'm not here to sell you. Just if you want to go to that experience and couldn't get in, the November date is, someone tell me, November 12th through the 15th. I can put that on the screen for you, November 12th through the 15th. Maybe there's a link they can give you. But my main reason to talk to you about just for a second is, since so many of you have businesses, first of all, your business is not going to grow, your life's not going to grow without continued momentum, without continued growth. I always tell people, they say to you, like, how did you dominate your industry? How did you become top in your industry? And I'm complimented by the question, but it's really because I figured in two things. I figured a way to constantly add more value, do more for people than anybody else does, and over time, you'll build a brand. People will come to you because you add so much more value. But in order to do that, you have to operate from a mindset of the training never stops. Jim Rohn's thing was always telling me, Tony, work harder on yourself than even do your business. You got to keep expanding your skill and your ability, because in life and in business especially, the chokehold on your growth is always the psychology and the skills of the leader. And so those have to be increased and changed based on what's happening with COVID. So anyway, here's the gift I'd like to give you in that area. If you're in business and you want some help, I will set up for you a free coaching session with one of my business mastery trainers, somebody who's trained to do this. They'll go in, there'll be no charge for it, and they'll take you through a one-on-one coaching session to figure out what you're doing and not doing, help you start to figure out where the holes are and how you can turn around. Zero charge, just like we did for the comeback challenge here for your life. This is just a one-on-one person with a coach. So I'll ask my team, put a link up, and all you gotta do is click on that, and you can set up a schedule, and then they'll talk with you and so forth. So again, there's no obligation. If you wanna do anything with us, great, but we're here to serve you any way we possibly can. Listen, I know what it feels like for all of you because I'm experiencing it too. It doesn't matter if you got $1 billion worth of business or whether you got, you're just getting started. The world requires us to adapt. And that was, I think it was, you talk about evolution and you see, what makes us transform. If you look at Darwin, who's, came up with a study or the understanding of evolution, his whole core belief was, it's not the strongest that survive. That's not what he said. It's not the smartest. It's the most adaptable to change. And we all got to adapt. So this is my way to try and help you. No matter who you are, do the priming for the next 10 days. That's the extension of your challenge. And let me know how it's going. I'm checking in on Facebook. I'll see where you are and hear the stories. I promise you, if you do it for 10 days, you'll probably get hooked and it'll become a basic thing. You do it at least 5 days a week, ideally each day, just as a simple rhythm, just 10 minutes for you. That'll keep that energy, that focus, that momentum going. So keep making progress. If you got a business, click on the link here and one of our business trainers will work with you and work with you one-on-one to help you. And again, I'm looking forward to seeing so many of you, 22,500 of you next week, July 16th to the 19th at the UBW. And those that didn't come or couldn't come, no problem. I just still want to add this value for you. And if you still want to come, we've opened up these dates for November. Tell me the dates again. And November 12th through the 15th. So if you want to do that, love to see you. But I just want to pop on for a moment, say, I love you guys. Thanks for playing so full out. Thanks for continuing to support each other in the Facebook community. And I'll pop in and out of here. Keep your eyes on here. I'll pop in and out of here every now and then to see if we can do something else of added value. But do the priming for sure. And perhaps if the business is interest to you, we'll see you soon. All right? I'm going to read some of your notes there and just say, keep up the good work. I know these are difficult times. But, if it was easy, everybody would have what they want, right? But it's the people that push themselves during the difficult times and who keep growing, keep learning. That momentum is priceless. All right, guys? Thanks for taking the time. I'm going to read all your comments. I'll make some comments back here as well, but I said I'd do this in 5 or 10 minutes. I think I went 15. Hopefully there's some great added value for you here. Let me know what you think of priming after you've done it for a few days. I'd love to hear. All right? God bless. See you soon. Live strong and live with passion.